there, fellow human in tech. It's so great to meet you. If we haven't actually met, my name is Mindi Weik. I am a software engineer and a founding engineer for a startup on the side. Today, I would like to talk to you about the what, why, when, where, and who of networking. So, what the heck is it? Networking can be a lot of things. It can be in person, online. It can be live conversations or written communication. It can also be large groups, small groups, or even one-on-one. Ultimately, networking is about pushing your growth and building a personal community. As with most worthwhile things, it takes time to build that community, and meeting someone once doesn't automatically put them into your community bucket. Relationships have to be fostered over time. Maybe you meet someone multiple times at like a recurring event, or perhaps you send them an email or a LinkedIn message after you meet them for the first time to further the conversation. Or perhaps you ask them for a coffee chat, whether live or online, after you've met them to, again, further that conversation and foster that relationship. It's also great to remember that if anyone crosses a line or you're not mutually benefiting, you don't have to keep engaging. Give yourself permission to disengage. So why the heck do we network? Networking doesn't have to be, and really shouldn't be, used only when you need something. Yes, it takes work, but having a strong network can only benefit you in the long run. Remember, we're building a personal community. It's not just about this one deal. So some of those benefits include the obvious: I'm looking for a job, or I'm seeking sources for funding for my startup, or maybe you're just looking for a mentor. But I can guarantee you that you will find opportunities you never imagined or never considered. I have been asked to speak. I'm working on a couple of active projects right now, and I currently run a Women in Tech meetup group local to me, all flourishing from networking connections. Most importantly, though, I think you will be surprised by the friendships, especially if you are a remote worker. I've met some wonderful people all over the globe, throughout my US state, and even within different realms of tech that have just blown me away. So when do we network? It's important, but when do we do it? Any time is a great time to network. It can be at the grocery store. It can be in line at a cafe. It could be while you're at the water cooler at work if you go, in the office. I don't even know if water coolers are a thing anymore. If you're a remote worker like me, maybe it's connecting on the social channels on your Slack organization. It could even be an art class or like a child's sporting event, but more than likely you're familiar with conferences or organized events. These events are great. Often they provide like at least one similar underlying connection. Perhaps it's a cloud conference and you're either interested in cloud or currently working in cloud. Or I've seen some really great UI UX meetups where people like come and discuss UI UX stuff. It's not my realm. Many of these events have some level of structure that can help a lot of people feel more at ease, especially their first time. One important thing I like to keep in mind, particularly for those organized events, is what times actually work for you. You want to be at your best and not completely exhausted or stressed, especially if you are typically nervous or anxious around people. You might already have a hard time getting to a networking event. So if you're already too tired, it's going to be that much harder to push through and go. For instance, if you have a family or you have children that do things on weeknights, weekends are probably better for your networking opportunities. If you work during the day, perhaps an early morning coffee or like a run club might work better for you. If you're a morning person, weeknights might not be the best option, and vice versa. If you're more of a night owl, early morning things are not going to be your speed. So something like a happy hour might be better, something towards the end of the day. And honestly, there are times that I don't want to go to events, even ones that I've planned. And in those moments, I like to check in with myself and ask if this is going to serve me. If the answer is no, then I like to politely decline if there's an RSVP situation, or I will just not go if it's one of those open situations. I've even dropped out of events that I've paid for when I realize it's not actually for me, or I'm not in a headspace where it would truly benefit me. If the answer is yes, though, I find a way to reframe the situation and go anyway. In these times, I have rarely left not having enjoyed myself, and it's almost always worth the push. So where do we network then? As we mentioned, it can happen really anytime, so by extension, networking can happen really anywhere. That said, I realized in conversation the other day that getting started is one of the hardest parts, so where should you start? I recommend finding a safe place, especially those who are new to it or nervous or from underrepresented groups trying to break into tech. It can be scary at first, and I recognize that. It might take a few attempts, so be patient, but look for your people. Whether that's what you do for work, like a product group, or it's a group for underrepresented folks like Out in Tech or Color Stack for people of color in tech, or maybe it's something you do on the side, like a gardening or a gaming group. Start small and start somewhere where you can feel comfortable going and just being yourself. If you become too uncomfortable, like if the group is too large or you become overwhelmed, give yourself permission to leave. Just promise me that you'll go and try with another group. Once you start building connections, it starts to build your confidence so that you can try new groups and meet more people. Your connections could become friends, mentors, or they might even just help point you in the right direction of other events where you might feel welcome or comfortable. So who do we network with? Of course, you want to find people who are working in your same tech stack. That way you can find mentors, ask questions, things like that. But it's also a great idea to find connections outside of your tech stack, your industry, or even your comfort zone. When you bring in more varied people, you build empathy and you learn more about other areas that can help with your own problem-solving skills. Plus, you'll have someone to call on when you need expertise in an area that you're not familiar with. Now, of course, the networking is about who you're talking to, but the other side of the coin is yourself. You are networking. You should definitely share about yourself, what you're working on or what you need help with, like maybe it's the job situation or finding a mentor, but we should find times that are appropriate for this. If you think about the Maya Angelou quote, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. I have found this to be one of the most true aspects of networking. You need to remember that it's not about you. The key to building bonds lies with others. If you are asking more questions than you are talking about yourself, you're probably doing well. That's kind of my rule of thumb. Whatever you do for your networking, remember to be yourself. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. We don't need to force it. That just wastes energy for everybody. But if you bring yourself and an open mind, I'm sure that you will find more in networking than you expect. Ta-ta.